He's Onions, and today we'll be talking about habits of successful people. Yes, habits of successful people, not just habits of successful business owners or habits of successful entrepreneurs, but habits of successful people. So, whether you're a business owner or not, even if you are an employee, whether you're an employer, you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is you do, gather around your radio set or join us by going on YouTube and typing into the search bar VOP 903 FM. Let's talk about the habits of successful people. I know that almost everyone is obsessed with success. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to live in comfort, right? What are these habits that you need to employ in your life to make sure that you achieve the success that you want? And that is what we'll be talking about today. The next voice you will hear belongs to Mr. Peter Anosike. Good morning and welcome to Saturday Business Roundtable.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. It is always a pleasure. So today we're talking habits of successful people. And then, when you told me this topic, I was like, okay, what about, habits of successful business owners? And you said, no, habits of successful people. I would say, first of all, this is the Saturday Business Roundtable. We're talking everything business. Why not habits of successful business people? Or is it that this habit is not just for business people, whether you're a business person or not, if you apply this habit, you will be successful?
Input determines output. You cannot give what you don't have. So it is what you put in that comes out. So if you don't have the mind of success, you cannot become successful. So you must be successful in the inside before you can become successful in the outside, because everything starts right from the mind.
So one can take all of those habits, the habits of successful people, and then apply them into different areas of their lives in order to achieve success.
Success anywhere begins from the mind. So if you are not successful in the mind, you cannot be successful in any other thing you are doing outside. So success is a habit, and habit starts from the mind. So it is not just about a business. Even in sports, anywhere, even in school, anywhere at all. Understand me? So success has its own principles that you can now take and use it in whatever endeavor that you are in. So we cannot just talk about habits of successful businessmen. You must be successful in the inside before it can manifest in the outside. Understand? There's a passage in the book of John that said that the word was made in, that Jesus was the word that was
made flesh,
and dwells among us. Understand me? So it is the thought that is in the mind that manifests. So those thoughts that you have in your mind, if it's positive, it comes out as success. If it's negative, it comes out as a failure. So that's why I don't want us to narrow it just to business. It applies to everybody. Whether you are a student, an employee, an employer, whether you are in the tech, in the market, that's on the road, everywhere you are, success has its own principles. And once you apply that principles, you become successful. It's just like mathematics. If you don't know board mass, understand, you cannot get your elementary mathematics correct. Understand? So that's why I said.
So that is to say, success has a formula,
principles, and it applies on any field that you are in. It applies on any field that you are in. So if you have those principles, it's just to kind of naturalize it to your own field. An instance, hard work is a universal principle. It doesn't mind whether you are a student, whether you are a worker, whether you are an employee. Hard work is a universal principle. So success principles are universal. It is now there for you to domesticate it in your own area of endeavor. So, but the truth is that many people wonder how they become highly successful, not knowing that within them, everything they need to achieve are inside of them. Understand? For thousands of years, philosophers, thinkers have been studying these principles of success for thousands of years. And that was how these principles came into being. Understand? Philosophers, thinkers have been studying the principles of success. So, and for me as an individual, for the past 30 years, I have been interviewing highly influential and successful people to know what are those things that made them successful. For the past 30 years, that was why in 2008, when Aliko Dangote was announced as the richest African man, that's 2008, I called him, excuse me, sir, I want to know those principles that have made you the richest man in Africa and one of the richest men in the world. That was what led to the writing of that book, Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money. So those 10 commandments simply means the principles that he used. Understand me? Mm-hmm. So those 10 commandments of that simply means the principles that he used. And I can say, as I'm sitting here, I have interviewed over 500 highly successful and influential people all over the world on what makes them successful, because I'm always interested in that. I have also interviewed a lot of CEOs whose companies fail on what they did wrong that made their businesses that to fail. So because both of them work side by side, the other part of success is failure, and the other part of failure is success. You cannot have one without the other. So you cannot have a beautiful person without having an ugly person. You cannot have a tall person without having a short person. So it is from a short person that you will know a tall person. So success and failure are just the opposite of the other. So, and I have been very much interested in this. So that's why I took my time to study people who have succeeded and also people who have failed in their businesses, to know what those who fail, what they did wrong, and what they would have done right to succeed. That's why when I go out there to teach people, I say, for you to fail in an endeavor, it is two things. It is either you are doing what you are not supposed to be doing, or you are not doing what you are not supposed, or you are not doing what you are supposed to do. These are the only two reasons why people fail in their endeavor. There's no village people, there's no witchcraft, there's no enemy anywhere. Once you follow those principles, you will get to success. So today, I want us to discuss the success of, that is the habits of successful people. Because success is a habit, failure is a habit. So it depends on the one that you choose to adopt. Successful people are where they are today just because of their habits. No other thing. It is not prayers. It is not prayers. Because some time ago, a data came out that Nigeria and Afghanistan are the two most praying countries in the world. Imagine Afghanistan and Nigeria. And these are among the poorest, that in terms of human, among that the poorest countries in the world. But they are the most prayerful. But I'm not saying that praying is not good. Prayer helps you if you put your prayers into work. Understand me? Prayers helps you. That thing that you are asking God to do, you must not lie down and achieve that. When you pray that to God, you start doing those things. Then God will now add more. Understand? So I'm not saying that that praying is not good, but praying alone cannot make anybody successful. That's why even Bible says prayer without work is dead, isn't it?
Faith without work.
Okay. Faith without work. Okay. So faith is just what? Believe, what you believe. So whatever you believe, you have to put that. You have to put that into work.
Rather than waiting for manna to fall from heaven.
It doesn't fall anymore. So they say that Nigeria and Afghanistan are the most prayerful countries in the world. But what is our GDP? What is the GDP of Afghanistan? Understand? Why don't they say that Britain and United States are the most prayerful countries in the world? Because their economy is thriving. So, as I said, successful people are where they are just because of their habits. Because habit determines over 95% of our behavior. Now, the question is, what is habit? Habit simply means a repeated behavior. A repeated behavior. That's what habit means. That's making that thing that you want to be, making it to become part of you. When somebody tells me that they want to do so and so thing, what I always tell them, try and put it into habit. Make it part of you. So, over habits determines 95% of a person's behavior. Your habit is who you are. Everything that you are today and everything that you ever accomplish is determined by the quantity of the habit that you have formed. Everything that you are today and everything that you will ever accomplish is determined by the quality of the habits that you have formed. So whatever you are now and whatever you will become tomorrow is going to be the product of the habits that you have formed. When people tell me that they have 10 years this plan, they have 20 years, I say, look, your 10 years will be determined by what will be in the next 10 years will be determined by what you are doing now. What you will be in the next 10 years will be determined by what you are doing now. So if you want to be successful in the next 10 years, you should start now. Not in the 9th year you begin that to struggle. No. That thing that you want to be successful in, you have to start now and turn it into a habit. And by creating a good habit and adopting a positive behavior, you can become successful. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. Once you form a positive habits, you become successful. And you form negative habits and you fail. Few habits, positive habits. Now, an instance, making your time count. Understand me? It's a simple habit that anybody can form. Most people waste their time. Only few make their time count. So making all your time count is a step towards success. somebody may ask, how do I make my time count? Just making sure that what you are using your time to do is what is productive. What you are using your time to do is what is productive. It is what will add money to your pocket. It is what will enrich your spirit. That it is what adds value to you and to the world. That is making your time count. Because everybody has 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. Both the rich and the poor, all of us have the same 24 hours. But why are some people rich and some people poor? Because those who are rich are making the best use of their time. When you have 24 hours in a day and you sleep for 8 hours, gossip for 6 hours, understand me? You are already on the poor side. Nothing can save you. So those who are succeeding are those who are adding value to their time. Those who are succeeding are those who are adding value to their time. So I now want to mention some of the habits of successful people. Number one is goal-oriented. That is the number one habit of successful people. They are goal-oriented. You need, now, for you to become successful, you must be a goal setter. You must be a goal setter. You must outline where you want to be and start working towards that. That is what I mean by being goal-oriented. You need to be a habitual goal setter and dedicate yourself towards working towards your goal. It is very, very important. So number one habit is being a goal setter. This is where I want to be. Then you start working towards that. And the best way to achieve your goal is to write them down. That is one of the easiest ways of achieving your goals, writing them down.
Is that so that you can always see them and remember?
You can always see them. Understand me? When you write it down, they just put it in your sitting room, in your bedroom, even in your bedroom. Understand? Whatever you are doing, you are looking at your goals. It is by doing that, it is making you to stand on your toes. It is putting fire under your feet. Once you are seeing your goals everywhere, you cannot forget it. So the number one habit of every successful person is goal setting. You must have you must have what you are working on a steady basis. I use that to tell people, if you are not chasing something, something will be chasing you. So instead of something to be chasing you, it's better that you are chasing something. So number one step is to be a goal setter. This is where I am going to be in the next 5 years. This is where I want to be in the next 10 years. Then you begin to work towards it. It is very, very important. If you don't have any goal, you cannot have any zeal. Nothing will be pushing you. You just be, give us this day our daily bread. Understand? If you don't have a goal, what you are chasing, your life will just be like that thing, as give us this day our daily bread. You are just thinking of today and have no care or concern of tomorrow. Then number two, they are result driven. They are result driven. Number one, they are goal setters. This is where I am going. You must have where you want to go. You must have where you want to be in the next 5 years or 10 years. That makes you a progressive human being. You must have where you want to, you must have a dream, a vision of where you want to be in the next 5 years or 10 years. Otherwise, if you don't have anywhere to go, you are going, you don't even know when you get there. So, number one is being a goal setter. Number two is being that's a result-driven person. When you set a goal, the next thing is being result-driven. You don't just set a goal and fold your hand. I want to be a millionaire in the next 5 years. That's a goal. Then you fold your hands. Understand? Pray from now till that next 5 years, you can never be. Because God is not partial. You cannot be praying and I'll be working hard and God will take what belongs to me and give to you. It doesn't happen.
We've talked about the fact that in order to be successful, you have to work hard, right? But is it possible to work hard and still not be successful?
No, I use that word. I use that working hard as a universal principle. I used working hard as a universal principle.
That is, say success can meet you in the place where you are working hard. But if you're not working hard, success cannot meet you there. And that's why I'm asking, is it still possible to work hard and not achieve success? And I'm saying that because we just got a WhatsApp message, and this person is saying, I disagree with Mr. Nosuke's submission. Success is by the grace of God, not by hard work. Abidin from Bagada. I knew I was going to get that reaction from you.
Okay,
so he's saying success is by the grace of God and not by hard work. Let's say not just by hard work. That's why I'm asking, is it possible that one can be working hard and yet not achieve success?
Success is a product of habit. That's why I say that Nigeria is rated among the most prayerful countries in the world. Understand? The richest man on earth today and on mosque don't believe in God. The richest man in the world today and on mosque don't believe in God.
But what about opportunities? We know that not everyone actually has the opportunities that most of the richest men in the world today had. One can say that Elon Musk has always been from a rich family. Even Dangote will always talk about how his uncle gave him money to start a business. What about people who are starting from ground zero?
Excuse me. Habit, success is a product of habit. The Elon Musk that you talked about at 10, when Elon Musk at 10 taught himself how to use computers. At 10, taught himself how to use computers. At 12, he built his first computer game. That was 1981.
We're still talking about opportunity.
And sold it should be $500 at 12. So, for you to know how early he began to think about making money. Understand me? The owner of Facebook, Zuckerberg, at 12 has built a communication device for his father. So these are habits, not prayers. I have said again that I'm not against praying, but whatever you are praying, try to put it into work. Then you ask if working hard, if it makes people successful.
If it is possible for someone to still be working hard and not be successful.
It depends on what you are working. That's why we talk about working smart. Because truck pushers work very hard, but they are not successful. Why? They are making 90% use of their body and less than 10% use of their brain. Understand? But rich people make more use of their brain than their body. Do you understand me? Rich people make more use of their brain than their body. An instance, Socrates said, if you give him 5 hours to cut down a tree, this is important. Socrates said, if you give him 5 hours to cut down a tree, he will use 4 hours in sharpening his knife. Do you understand it? That if you give him 5 hours to cut down a tree, he will use 4 hours in sharpening his knife. But some people give them 5 hours to cut a tree, they will start cutting immediately. So what he means by using 4 hours to sharpen his knife is using 4 hours to impact on himself. Using 4 hours to develop strategies which will now make the final hour easy. So this is what the difference between working smart and working hard. So a lot of people who work hard don't make money because the money is not in working hard. It's not by staying in the sun or in the rain 24 hours. That's making use of your body. Money comes through your brain, through your mind. So let me continue. Number 1 is being a goal-getter. Number 2, that's a goal-setter. Then number 2, being a result-driven. That goal that you have set, you have to work towards it. So just like this is November, every 31st of December, everybody says New Year resolution. Understand? Most people set New Year resolution, and they fail because why? Making resolutions and not working towards it is like wishful thinking. I want to be this, I want to be that, but you are not working towards it. That's why most New Year resolutions fail. So when you make a New Year resolution, turn that your resolution into a habit. Maybe you are drinking and say this 2025 I will not drink. Then if you are drinking 5 bottles a day, you start by reducing it. Understand me? If you stop drinking immediately, you will become sick because your body has adjusted to what you are taking. So that thing you did is going to shake your body. But if you begin gradually to reduce your intake, before the end of the year, I will stop it. So that's what I mean by being result-driven. That goal that you have set, you have that to work towards it. So then the number 3 is being action-oriented. Being action-oriented. And action-oriented is the ability to get on with the job and get it done fast. Understand? Whatever you want to do, the right time for anything in the world is now, not tomorrow, not in the afternoon, not in the night. That thing that you want to be, start now. As I said initially, what you want to be in the next 10 years, start doing it now. So you have to be result action-oriented. Without being action-oriented, it becomes like what the Bible said, faith without work, being dead. Then number 4 is being people-oriented. Number 4 is being people-oriented. Whatever you are doing, you are not basically doing it for you. We are talking about success, being successful. You are not becoming successful for yourself. You are becoming successful for other people. It is the success of other people that will determine whether you are successful or not. This is important. Your dream will only come true when you make other people's dreams to come true. So this is a mindset that everybody should develop. Your dream, your desire will only come true when you make other people's desires to come true. An instance, you are a businessman. You want to become successful. It is the service that you render to others that will make you successful. That's why I talked about being people-oriented. Whatever you want to be, your success is not in your own hands. It is in the hands of others. Understand me? So it is that service that you render to other people that it is the reward that will make you successful. Maybe you are into hotel business, which they call the hospitality business. It is the service that you render to people and the payment that they make that will determine your success. So your success is not in your own hand, but it's in the hand of other people. So when you give the other people what they want, that is the only time that your own will become that you get what you want. So whatever you are doing, you cannot be an island entirely on your own. You are in a world of where people are. So your success is in the hand of other people. What I mean by other people, it is the service, the value that you give to them that will now in turn make you successful. An instance, you are a musician. When you sing a good song, you have entertained people, you have made people happy, they will buy your songs. Understand? They will download your songs. So you must give first before you receive. That's just it. You must give first before you receive. What do you give? You give service, you give value, and people will now reciprocate. That's when your own success comes. So you cannot just stay in your room and say, I'm going to be successful. No. Your success is in the hand of other people. Your dream will only come true when you make other people's dreams to come true. So if other people's dream did not come true, your own can never come true because you are not an island. You are not an island of your own.
You're listening to the Saturday Business Roundtable right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Don't forget, we're streaming live on YouTube and you can also join us there. All you need to do is head on over to the YouTube app and type into the search bar VOP 903 FM. We are also ready to take your calls and your messages. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp is your 817 175 6338. I can see your messages on WhatsApp. Do keep them coming. Call us up. This is the Saturday Business Roundtable. We're talking habits of successful people. Mr. Anoske, please go right ahead.
Okay, so our number 4, as I said, is being people oriented. And being people oriented, this is where you put relationship in the center of whatever you are doing. This is your decision to cultivate within yourself the habit of patience, kindness, compassion, and understanding. Virtually, all of your happiness in life will come from your ability to get along with other people. Understand me? So in being a people-oriented, you must cultivate the habit of patience, kindness, compassion, understanding, service. Patience, kindness, understanding, patience. Understand? These are what makes you to be people-oriented. You know that you are not living for yourself, that you are living for others. and that whatever you want, your desires, your wishes, your dreams will only come true when you serve others, when you give value to others. That is how it works. Then, and how the I have said earlier that habit is a behavior that we practice over and over. That's what habit means. And Aristotle said that habit can be learned by practicing it on a regular basis. That's that thing that you want to be. Try to be practicing it on a regular basis. You can just start with your 5 minutes. You can just start that habit, whatever you want to be. Just start with 5 minutes. Try with 5 minutes, maybe a week. From there, you move on 7 minutes, 10 minutes until it becomes part of you. 5 minutes, from 5 minutes, you graduate that to 7 minutes, that to 10 minutes. That's why I talked about patience. Then another habit is being health conscious. Number 5 is being health conscious. Whatever you want to be on earth starts with a good health. Whatever you want to be on earth starts with good health. If you are not in the best frame of mind, if you are not in the best frame of body, you can never be successful. So one of the habits of successful people is being health conscious. It's being health conscious. That's why the two most important things in the world is health and wealth. That is the two most important things in the world, health and wealth. But H comes before W. Understand? So health comes first before wealth. If there's no health, there will be no wealth. So one of the habits of successful people is that they are very health conscious. They take good care of themselves.
I have a question here on WhatsApp. And also, we need to take about 2 more calls before we go because our time is fast spent. This person is saying, good morning, VOP. Before I ask my major question, please, I need a clear answer to this. What is the difference between a rich person and a successful person?
Well, success is not about money. Let us get it straight. Success is not only about money. That's where most people get it wrong. Wono Soyinka is a very successful writer, but he's not a rich man. Chinua Achebe is a very successful writer, but it's not a rich man. So success is not all about money. Understand? There are different areas where people are successful. So it's not just about money. Success it just means being celebrated in your own area of endeavor. Understand me? Understand? Being celebrated in your own area of endeavor.
All right, then. Let's take this call. Good morning and welcome to Saturday Business Roundtable. Are you there? All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to Saturday Business Roundtable. Good morning. Give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. And then WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. You can also call me via WhatsApp. That's okay. You can send a WhatsApp message as well if you have a question. Mr. Peter Anosike will be answering your question. We have been talking about the habits of successful people. Welcome to Saturday Business Roundtable. Good morning.
Good morning, Chama.
Hi, how you doing? What's your name and location, please?
Happy New Month to everyone.
Thank you so much.
This morning. Hello, do you hear me?
I can hear you. Please go ahead. What's your question?
Hello.
I can hear you. Please go right ahead. What is your question? You might have to give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. We have been talking about the habits of successful people. There are principles of success, and if you apply them to any endeavor, whether it's your business, whether it's any area of your life, you are guaranteed to have success. Welcome to Saturday Business Roundtable. Good morning. What's your name and location, please? Hello? All right, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of this conversation. If you have a question, do ask it. I can see quite a number of people are typing on WhatsApp. Please ask your question quickly, as we'll be leaving very, very soon. The principles of success can be applied to any area of your life, and you will definitely achieve success. Welcome to Saturday Business Roundtable. Good morning. Oh my goodness, what's going on? All right, then, you have been listening to the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is the Saturday Business Roundtable, and we have been talking about habits of successful people. We can only take one more call before we go. Mr. Peter Anderske, you have outlined quite a number of things that successful people must do in order to achieve success. What could actually be the limitations to doing any of these things?
One, procrastination. Procrastination simply means postponing what you are supposed to do now till the next minute or the next hour or the next day. Understand? Procrastination is the number one killer of dreams. It's the number one killer of ambitions. So that is number one. Then number two is not being disciplined enough. Number three is not being honest. So these are factors that affect our dreams. Understand? Because when I talked about being people oriented, if you are not honest, you cannot go along with people. If you are not honest, you cannot go along with people.
So in order to be successful, you need to have good interpersonal relationship with people.
That is, and that's where I talked about honesty. Understand? Then procrastination. If you have a dream, if you have a vision, and you are procrastinating, I will start tomorrow, I will start next week. You cannot achieve it. That's when I say that the best time for anything is now. That whatever you will be in the next 10 years starts with what you are doing now. So, indiscipline, wavering spirit, lack of honesty are those factors that affect people's way to success.
Someone on WhatsApp is asking, what's the difference between a rich person and a wealthy person?
Well, a wealthy person is somebody who is already grounded. Understand? A rich person may fail, but a wealthy person will not fail, because a wealthy person may have a lot of things to his stride. Understand me?
So a rich person only has money,
He has only money.
and a wealthy person has not just money.
He has assets. Understand me? He has assets. Now, somebody who is a transporter may be rich, can be rich. Understand? But an industrialist who has that diversified over and over can hardly fail. So a wealthy person is higher than a rich person. And again, the person that asks what's the difference between being rich and being successful, I say that success does not necessarily mean money. People have been successful in other areas. And fulfillment, understand, is also part of success. Understand? I'm happy with what I have achieved. I'm contented. Understand? So it does not necessarily mean that you have billions of naira in your account. So that's why there's no single definition of success. But because we are in a material world, everybody now attaches success to money. It is not true. It is not. I gave an example with Shoyinka. We know Shoyinka is successful, but he is not rich. Chinua Achebe, we were together in Nsukka with Chinua Achebe. Our house and his was not even far. When in the 90s, when people were driving Mercedes, Chinua Achebe never drove a Mercedes. But he was a very successful person. So success is not only about money, but being celebrated in your area of endeavor, that you have excelled in your area of endeavor. That is successful. Because, for instance, now in football, we talk about Ronaldo, we talk about Messi. When you are calling rich people, you don't call them, but they are very successful in their own career. In basketball, we talk of LeBron James. He has excelled in his own area. He is a success. But when we are calling billionaires, we don't mention him. So that's why I said that success is not just that. It's not only about how much you have in the bank. That is wrong.
We're talking about the habits of successful people, and I hope we've answered the question about the difference between a rich person and a wealthy person. Mary from Ilasa, please, if someone robs people in a very smart way to become very rich, can we still say that person is a rich person just like our politicians? Can we call them rich people or successful people?
If you rob somebody and become rich, that money cannot last beyond 5 years. Because money comes with capacity. If you don't have capacity for money, when that money comes, you misuse it. That's why these Yahoo boys, once they get money, they don't invest it. They'll just buy maybe the latest cars, go to hotels, stay there. In the next 1 year, it is over. Because they don't have the capacity to grow that money. It requires capacity to grow money.
Not everyone has the capacity to grow money, even if they rob people for it. So it's about time for us to go. Are we done with all of the principles of the principles of success?
Honesty is there. Discipline is there. Understand? For you to be successful, you have to be disciplined. For you to be successful, you need to have integrity, which is also honesty. So these are the steps. And I said this thing does not only apply in business; it can also apply in any other field of human endeavor. If you use it in business, you will go far. If you use it anywhere else, there are universal principles. It can apply on any field that anybody is in. So that's why I do not want us just to mirror it on business and
just business people.
Yes, sure.
All right, then. This has been the Saturday Business Roundtable right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It's about time for us to go. So if you have a question, ask it right now. Senator Obi on YouTube is saying, can uneducated person who are not holding degree be successful?
Most Americans who are billionaires today don't have a degree. And when we talk about Dangote, nobody cares about his school. Innocent has no degree. Understand me? Innocent has no degree. Net Ifanyoba has no degree. The degree that the doctor that Ifanyoba was answering was honorary. He has no degree. Understand? So money doesn't come with your degrees or certificate. It comes through following these principles that I have mentioned. Money has nothing to do with a degree.
Money has nothing to do with degree. You can be uneducated and still be rich and successful. You have been listening to Saturday Business Roundtable right here on Voice of the People 90.3
Even
FM.
Cisco too has no degree.
So it is not about the school that you went
No,
to.
no,
or
no,
not.
no. School even makes you poor.
How can you say that?
School, no. A school makes you to be an employee, not an employer.
But you can still, even through being an employee, finally become an employer if you apply the principles of success that has been outlined.
So what I'm trying to say is that you can become successful without having a degree.
All right, then. And that is all we can take on the program today. The Saturday Business Roundtable will make a comeback. Same time, same station next week. If you have a question, drop it in the next 30 seconds. Else, we will not be able to answer your question. But you know what? Even if you drop your question late, we'll try to take it and keep it and then answer it next week, Saturday. Myself and Mr. Anoske will make a comeback from 4 to 6 p.m. for the recap. Thank you so much for always joining us. My name is Chama Innocent. Thank you, Mr. Anoske, for joining me as well.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you. Do stay tuned. The 12 p.m. news comes up shortly. Thank you.